Let's come together. Hope Nigeria. Hope Nigeria.
Great Nigeria people.
Great.
Great Nigeria people.
Great.
Great Nigeria people.
Great.
What are we here for? I want to hear you say justice. What are we here for?
Justice.
What are we here for?
Justice.
When do we want it? Right now. When do we want it?
Right now.
What are we here for?
Justice.
When do we get it? Right now.
Right now.
So if you believe in justice, get over here. Let's get together and
let's come together
and talk about why we're here. Why we are here today? We are here because we're concerned about an issue that is going on in Nigeria down there. I think someone needs to speak loud so that they can hear. We have to speak the language they understand. All right, there's a reason why we are here today, and thank you everyone who is here this afternoon. And I know it was short notice that every one of us here received, and despite that fact, you still made it here. So I will applaud you for making it here this afternoon. Thank you so much. You can applaud yourself. Go ahead and applaud yourself. Thank you for being here, because that's one thing I like about Nigerians. We are a community that is always concerned about what goes on with one another. Why am I here today? Personally, I don't think I have a property or investment in Nigeria, but I know those who are. And I know the benefit of having investment in Nigeria. You cannot overemphasize the importance of having diaspora take their money to Africa, Nigeria specifically, and investing in it because of the job creation that is needed in that country. We know that more than 60% of the population in Nigeria is youth. And if you have a youthful population, you know what that means is that you need jobs. You need jobs to come to the country. And you know what is going on over the world now, especially from Africa and from America. There is no longer US aid. So dollar is no longer flowing to Nigeria as it used to be. It has stopped. You know, I had Okonjo Iweala discussing it recently with WTO, the fact that African governments should not expect flow of dollar from America. America already turned off the tap of dollar, so it's not going to flow down there anymore. And GDP for Nigeria, this 2024 was $200 billion. That was GDP. Guess how much remittance was made from here? $4 billion. Can you see how much remittance we had from America to Nigeria? So this is significant. So what we're saying is that if these people put their money together and go to Nigeria to invest, it's because they love the country. And because we love that same country, we don't want a situation in which people stop taking their money to Nigeria. And that's why we are out today to protest what is going on, what I can call duplicity, the fact that people take their money and they can't see their investment because a particular minister in the government decides to take law into his own hand. So we believe that injustice to one is injustice to all. And against that background, we are fully supporting those who are organizing this event. We are fully supporting that investment group that has gone to Nigeria to break the ground there and see their investment going on the drain. We have examined their paperwork and we have seen that everything is intact. They have everything together. And we wonder why, if you have your paper together, you should not have justice. They have as anyone who in the real estate business in this country know that once you have your title, right, you're buying a property, you have the survey. The survey will tell you if anyone has easement or right of way or any rights over that property. And these people have the survey. The survey does not say there's any encroachment on their land. And suddenly, a government entity turn around and say, you know what? We are taking over your land. Why? Because we can do it. So these people are going to tell their story, and what we are asking for is that we give them the full support. Let the government of Nigeria know that the people here, Diaspora Nigerian, African American who put their money in this, we will not take it lying down. It's not going to happen. So without further ado, I would like to invite Engineer Informer to come here. Okay. All right. She's trying to tell some. Okay. So I will go ahead in their anyone from that group. Dr. Kimberly, we need you here. Okay. All right. So I still have the floor for a few minutes if they are trying to get floor. I am a pastor, and also I'm a teacher. I'm also a coach and a real estate consultant. And so I know what I'm talking about when I say the process of buying a piece of land or real estate in America is somewhat similar to the same in Nigeria, just that when you buy your land here, you will see your land. When you buy a property here, you will know exactly where it is, wherever, however long it may be, you will still be able to access your property. Once you have your title, you have it. But back home, I don't want to suggest that in every space, every area, every sphere is like that. But the fact that this one that we see is exemplary of what happened. It's the same as what happened, what you see almost everywhere in the country. And because this happens, and this woman here and the group, they decide to do something about it, we hope and we believe that this will be the end of that duplicity in Nigeria, that behavior that says that might is right. This is a nation of law, a nation of laws and order. And we believe that Nigeria also can be a nation of law and order. And it cannot happen unless we who are here, who are the diaspora Nigerian and our African American friends, those who support investment in that country, unless we come together, unless we speak as one voice, unless we project what we expect, they will not stop stealing from us. They will not stop stealing from people. There are so many stories you probably have heard. You send your money to someone to buy you a piece of property and it's not there. This is not, we're not talking about one plot of land. We're talking about acres. And these people did what they did because they believe that the president made a call that people should come and invest in Nigeria. The president made a call that he has this, what he called a renewed hope initiative, that people should come and invest in their country. And this investment, people will get a job, and then there will be productivity in the economy. But what happened is that they put their money in that country, and the ground swallowed their money. You remember those stories where snakes swallow money? You know? So this is not going to happen. And so, without further ado, I think I've really spoken a lot because I expect them to be here already. We're going to introduce I would say the linchpin, I call her Iron Lady. You know, she's a mobilizer. She was an Aluta lady when she was in her student days. So we appreciate what you are doing. And so, Informa, over to you.
Mama, show her so that he can go live for mine. Oh, can start? Yes, yes. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to all our stakeholders, all our beautiful Nigerian citizens and American citizens and Americans that have confidence in us to invest in our property. I will say something. We are not here to condemn our country or attack the president. No, we are more than that. But we are here to root out some of the ministerial mishap that, unknown to him, he did. I will not blame him because some people are there for their own personal agenda. We are here, we support our country, but we are not here for our own personal agenda. The only thing we are here is to have an enabling environment. At least when we bring in money into our country, it will be safe. When we invest in our beloved country, it will be safe. When we go out to project our country to other citizens of other countries, we will be proud to do it. And Engineer David Umahi is trying to jeopardize everything. November, is it November 25th? Some of the stakeholders came from all over the world, Canada, Belgium, Australia, South Africa, to do a world press conference about this. And it seems that we are not heard. I always say that the box lies on the president's table. Yes, Engineer David Umahi is a ministerial appointee on the president's cabinet, but we will not allow him to be perpetrating impunity, disregard to the rule of law, and to be giving people in diaspora panic attack. We have lost 2 people. One of them is from Chicago. He came to Nigeria when he heard this. Unfortunately, he died in Nigeria because of this issue. And when it happened, we were all thrown into mourning. That was when we decided that justice must be done. Corruption must end. Brutality must end. So before we start, I have all our documentation. We have our governor's consent. We have our, we want the world to see, because we are getting questioned, do they have documentation? Are you sure that they are not on the alignment? So this is, we have our what they call it, we have our governor's consent. We have approval. So this, as you can see, is the original alignment earmarked by the president of Nigeria when he was the governor of Lagos State. There is no marine cable there. It has gone through environmental impact analysis. It has gone through all the safety requirements. But the minister decided to conduct a selective diversion and a selective demolition. Now, this is how the coastal road has gone. I took pain to go to the company, Dal Hassan, that designed the project. And when I went there, we found out there is no marine cable or in Okwaja. Instead, The marine cable, the 2 African marine cable, has it landing in Mopo, Ijebu, Okumopo, Ijebu. So now, what happened is that the minister was influenced by a particular estate they call Oshombe. The information that we got was that Oshombe and Okwaja corridor allegedly contributed to 2.5 million, almost more than 100 houses, and they gathered it in cash, passed through the Federal Controller of Works, Olukorode Keisha, and that's her beautiful face, the face of corruption. And the next thing is that they diverted into our property. When I got to Nigeria, the officials of Federal Ministry of Works told me that I speak too much English. Madam, go and tell your subscribers to immediately gather money, gather dollars in cash, and come and see our Madam Olukorode Keisha, so that this thing should be diverted out of your estate. Now, this is not the renewed hope that we preach for. This is not the agenda we got from our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When he said renew hope, and I personally went through his agenda, and I saw the agenda. I always see him going around the world, doing conferences, trying to get the diasporans and the international community to come to Nigeria and invest. Now, a ministerial appointee in his cabinet wants to jeopardize all his efforts of going around. Engineer David Umahi has never convinced any investor to come to Nigeria. So he does not know the pain that we go through convincing investors, even foreigners, to come to our beloved country. Now, because of how we portray ourselves with integrity, that is why the people that invested through our portal, We Home Investment Portal, has the confidence to come to our country, Nigeria, to invest. A lot of people has been saying that who gave David Umahi order to do what he's doing? That is the president. Now, I said to them that I'm going to give them an example of what happened in my company, Win Homes. I had a particular manager that I gave a mandate to market about 40 plots of land there. I told him, market it, make sure that you get the clients, the subscribers. I give you the power to market this. Now, that particular manager went behind me, told the subscribers, cut out all the corner piece on the property. You know, corner pieces are big. Then, if you want to come and buy, he will tell you that that corner piece is so amount, the official amount. But you have to pay him 10 million into his account in order to sell the property for you. Being the kind of person I am, I'm reachable to everyone, which we believe that Ashwaju is reachable, and he has a listening ear to people in Nigeria because we have seen his economic policy. Now, some of them came to meet me and told me about it. When they told me about it, I had to sack my manager, because the issue is that when people see Win Homes, they see me. So I have to right the wrong. Now, this shows, you people can see Lagos State government. This is the coastal road clearance that the right-of-way clearance that the Lagos State government gave us. So we have the certificate of the clearance. Now, this is the KYZ of the diversion. You people can see how the diversion went on this green line. You can see when you check the inside. These are all the houses that was demolished. This is our subject site. So Umahi said he is looking at a human face. It's not demolition. But on that corridor alone, Umahi has demolished more than 300 buildings. And when he demolished, he will give them order. Demolish, clear everything, so that there will not be trace that people will investigate. But thank God we got all this before he did. We also have videos. We did a drone representation of when those people, when they were demolishing, when they were removing the people's roofs. There is one incident that shocked me. A woman asked him a question, just like I wanted to ask him a question, and in live television, he attacked me. He told police to throw me out of the hall. He also called me an Igbo land grabber, which I don't know when Land Use Act in Nigeria started segregating where we will acquire property. He did all this just to cover the impunity that and the corruption that his ministry has done. Unfortunately, when it was happening, a common friend gave me his number. I contacted him and told him that look at what is happening and look at the impunity that is happening in your ministry. I thought, for the fact he's in charge of the ministry, that he's going to, investigate and address it and move out to the original alignment, which they don't have any marine cable. So this is what bettered this press conference that we are having. So I know I did not introduce myself. My name is Engineer Stella Ifoma Okengwu, and I serve as CEO of Win Homes Global Services Limited, the legal owners of 17.03 hectares of land in Okwaja, Etiosa. It is imperative to clarify that while I hold the title of CEO, my primary role is acting as the coordinator of properties of numerous Nigerians and foreign nationals in the diaspora who have united in our initiative to promote investment not only in Nigeria but throughout the world. These individuals have labored diligently in countries such as the United States, Canada, Germany, Belgium, and United Kingdom. And they seek a secure place to call a home. A vision that is being as inspired by our president on the platform of Renew Hope. We undertook comprehensive due diligence in acquiring these properties, securing the governor's consent and purchasing land that is accompanied by a certificate of occupancy, governor's consent. Furthermore, we possess a right-of-way clearance from the Lagos State government, confirming that the land is free from all encumbrances and it is not situated within the designated alignment of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. To elaborate, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road was conceptualized by and adopted by the then governor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in 2006. Subsequently, it was enacted into law by the Lagos State House of Assembly. The alignment for this road has been clearly designated. In 2022, we begin to hear an unsettling rumor regarding the imminent construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. Initially, we felt no concern as our property does not fall along the established route. However, following the appointment of Engineer David Umahi as the Minister of Works, significant deviation from the designated alignment were proposed despite his assurances, both private and public, during stakeholder meeting at Eco Hotel, that he will adhere to the original alignment. Instead, he chose to seize the property from those who have not built along the alignment, leaving those who have constructed on the alignment in a precarious position. Recently, Engineer Umahi publicly insulted me, threatened me, subsequently initiating the demolition within Win Homes at Okwaja. This action is in direct violation of the directive issued by the Federal High Court of Lagos State under Justice Aluko, which mandated that he, along with High Tech, the Attorney General of the Federation, and Lagos State government, refrain from any construction activities while the case remained unresolved. Despite the ruling, Engineer David Umahi has stationed military personnel and commenced construction following the destruction of numerous properties. This raises a critical question. Are we living in a lawful society? Is there no rule of law in Nigeria? Is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu aware and attentive to this development? Will the 250 million in foreign direct investment from Nigeria, from Diaspora, be jeopardized, further tarnishing Nigeria's reputation as a safe investment destination? The right of occupancy for Win Home have not been revoked by the Lagos State government. Our certificate of occupancy remains valid. Engineer David Umahi once called me and told me that if I make noise again about this, that he is going to take the property, all the property, claiming overriding public interest. Now it is obvious that it is no longer overriding public interest, but overriding personal interest. The minister's only justification for his action being to claim that the investment of 250 million is merely a bare land after demolishing the property within the estate. That is almost 7 billion naira. Furthermore, he has falsely asserted that the presence of an MTN cable necessitated his deviation from the original alignment. The assertion is unequivocally false, as MTN cable originates from Atlantic Ocean near Okumobo, approximately 7 kilometers from Okwaja, which is where our subject property is. Such manipulation, deceit, and outright falsehood presented to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, must be addressed. The integrity of Nigeria is at stake due to the impunity exhibited by David Umahi, just like he did in Ebonyi State, demolishing more than 500 houses without compensation, and building an airport that even Keke Marua has not landed till date, which is an economic waste. We ask ourselves, is this minister really an engineer? Why is he always walking around that perimeter, looking for people to favor and the people to disfavor, looking for people that they will influence to collect bribe? I'm not saying allegedly, because the way the Minister of Works, which I brought to his attention, that his ministry is, there's a conspiracy and there's a issue of bribery and corruption, which I expected him to investigate, but he did not. Now we are calling on our president to investigate Engineer David Umahi and to stop this corruption by telling him to honorably step down for somebody that knows the job and for somebody that is a certified engineer to take over. I thank you all, and I always say the box lies on the president's table. Thank you all.
Right, you have heard what's going on, and she's not the only one in this team. There's so many others outside Houston and within Houston. So we're going to listen to another person who is part of this team. It's Dr. Kimberly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Kimberly Stark, and as the whole nation have heard, from Chicago, Illinois, county of Cook. I'm one of the major stakeholders and investors in Winsome, and with the ongoing development with David Umahi has really stirred us to do this movement. So we thank every one of you all for your time in supporting us in this movement, because this today, after today, you will continue to hear us fight for the rights of people in all of diaspora across the nation. Correct? Are y'all with me? Yes. Yes. So I want to just share with you my heart and my thoughts on this. An indictment against Engineer David Umahi, Minister of Works, and the Federal Minister of Works of Nigeria. The actions of this minister has revealed disturbing patterns and illegal demolition, abuse of power, bribery, and corruption, and manipulation in an all-around witch hunt. Winsome is a leading real estate company that has made significant contributions to Nigeria's economy, $250 million in foreign direct investment. Our efforts align with your renewed hope and agenda, encouraging Nigerians in the diaspora to invest at home, well, back home as we would call it. Despite our compliance with our legal requirements, including obtaining the necessary certifications, which you all saw, and our approvals, we face unjust treatment at the hands of the Minister of Works. In the first quarter of 2024, we were shocked to learn that the minister, Amahi, had ordered an illegal diversion of the coastal road into our investment property, which you all have seen numerous, we have shown our, due diligence of him demolition in our land and things like that. An action that defies that original alignment embarked by the administration. This is a blatant disgrace for the law, which we know they are not following the law at all. Selective demolition practices raises serious concerns about the integrity within the ministry, which David Amahi has no integrity or any character, may I add. Minister Amahi's actions appear to be driven by personal agendas and corrupt dealings, as evidenced by credible reports of bribery linked to the Ocean Bay estate. It is alarming that those who have illegal upon the coastal road are spread it out, while law-abiding citizens such as ourselves are faced with this type of punishment. The Minister of Works is undermined and neglect. He has a very neglectful way of showing that he is not intelligent enough to be in this position. Where am I? Okay. Furthermore, the minister has publicly attacked engineering FOMA. He called her a land robber and he did sorts of threats and things like that on live television. So someone like that should never be in power or be appointed to any high office in government, correct? Come on now, correct? Yes. Recent developments included his instructions to alter another alignment for personal gain. Because his hand has been possessed alongside his blatant lies, we know he's a liar, we saw that, utility placements further and corrupt authority due to process. The Minister of Works is claiming that there is a cable in Akon Aja, which there's no cable there. We all saw the land, right, in the pictures. Yes, there's nothing there, no. This pattern of impunity cannot be ignored. Engineer David Amahi undermining administration and efforts of fostering investment and development in Nigeria. His disregard for the law and the rights of citizens is a threat to the very principles of the governance that you advocate. We call for his immediate removal and or honorable registration. I don't call someone like that honorable. I believe he should just step down and stop doing what he's doing so the law and the judicial system can stand for Nigerian diasporas. The renewed hope, vision, not one, corruption and abuse, we implore you to the Honorable President Bola Tinubu to uphold the rule of the law and restore the faith in the nation of Nigeria. Despite our appeals to various government bodies, including the House Committee of Works and the ICPC, no action has been taken. We trust that your leadership will not allow the injustice to continue. A person like David Amahi should be removed of his office and his seat because of the injustice that he is serving in the country. Not only is he doing deplorable and despicable things in the country, he said today in his own conference he's building Nigeria when we all see publicly that he is tearing Nigeria down. A person that has no grace and integrity should never have a seat in a government office or in authority. We ask you right now, President Bola Tinubu, we call on your grace and your integrity, sir, to come to our aid and have the president, to have David Amahi to step down peacefully so Nigerian diasporas can be confident to come back home and invest and be safe and have their peace. Thank you again. My name is Dr. Kimberly Stark, and we stand against corruption today.
Yay! Are you with us here, please? Step closer, please. What do we want? I want you to hear us say justice. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Right now.
Who do we want to remove?
David Umahi.
I can't hear you. Can I hear David Umahi must
Go.
David Umahi must
Go.
What do we want?
Justice.
Right now. So we introduce the next speaker to you. It's no other than Ambassador Dr. Atenia Morris, and it's one of the stakeholders. And I want you to state, please, emphatically, with the husband. State emphatically what do you want as a solution? What is it? Point 1, 2, 3. What should we be looking forward to from the government of Nigeria?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone that has come out. We truly appreciate you. I also want to say thank you, Engineer Stella Ifeoma, for all that you have been doing for us. You're standing with us. As stated, my name is Ambassador Dr. Althemia Lati Amakezi. I am a Jamaican, a born Jamaican, who found out that my ancestors, especially my grandparents, are from the land of Nigeria. Wow. I took the initiative to do my DNA. I did it with 2 different companies, African Ancestry and Ancestry.com. And I was told that I was 56.2% Nigerian. I'm not even fully a Jamaican. I've always loved Nigeria. I've always felt a special connection to Nigeria, and of course to my Igbo tribe. And I have had the opportunity to be married to a fellow Nigerian. To Honorable Abike Dabiri, the chairman or chairwoman of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, we're requesting for intervention on the unjust demolition, intimidation, diversion of the master plan of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project by Senator David Umahi. Our organization, the Association of Nigerian Diasporas Investors, ANDI, which comprises of businessmen and women concerned about development of Nigeria through commitment of resources, ideas, manpower to ensure we assist the federal government to reduce unemployment and resistance through direct finance investment into real estate. We are aware of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, desirous to have the confidence of foreigners through consistent wooing of investors in every international engagement since assumption of office. Madam, the diasporans under the above body are deeply concerned about the insistence, harassment, and intimidation getting from Honorable Minister of Works, David Umahi, and our hard-earned properties of Akon Aja due to his interest to divert the 2006 gazetted plan of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway Project, which is an unjust treatment to the Nigerian diaspora investors. This troubling action taken by the Federal Ministry of Works, led by Minister David Umahi, is resulting to the demolition of properties legally owned by Nigerian investors, including those living abroad. Key issues. 1. Unjust demolition of properties. The Federal Minister of Works has demolished properties legally owned by Nigerian investors, many of whom reside overseas. These properties valued at over 250 million in foreign direct investment were legally acquired within all necessary documentation. All necessary documentation, including occupancy permits and clearance from the right-of-way of the coastal road. The other issue is unlawful diversion of the coastal road. The Minister of Works is making efforts to divert the Lagos-Calabar coastal road, resulting in the demolition of properties located at Akun Aja, Lagos, without legal grounds or prior notice. This diversion is seen as an act of injustice, damaging the financial interests of Nigerian investors. Number 3 key issue, allegations of corruption and sentiments. Reports suggest that some developers were spared from demolition by allegedly bribing minister officials such as Ocean View Estate, who are already building on the original plan or Gazette plan of Lagos-Calabar Highway alignment of 2006. This raises serious concerns about corruption, unethical practice, and favoritism within the ministry. Secondly, the Minister of Work claims that the MTN through African cables passed through the original master plan of the coastal highway led to the diversion of the project. 4th, impact of a Nigerian diaspora investors. Nigerian diaspora investors through the Association of Nigerian Diasporan Investors, who have contributed significantly to the nation's economy by injecting foreign capitals, are facing undue financial loss and emotional distress due to these actions. The treatment of these investors undermines trust in the country's ability to protect the investments of its citizens, both at home and abroad, despite the federal government's commitments to attract investments. Environmental implications. The diversion of the master plan will further cause more crisis, congestion, and floods within that environment. Our prayers. We are calling for the presidential intervention. We urge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to urgently intervene and conduct a thorough investigation in the matter. We trust that President Tinubu, under his leadership, will uphold the values of good governance and transparency and ensure that those responsible for the unlawful diversion of the coastal road and the demolition of investors' properties are held accountable. Uphold the original master plan. The Federal Minister of Works to respect and maintain the original plan for the gazetted Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. The original plan was a developmental initiative championed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, even before his presidency. And it should remain a priority in the nation's infrastructure development. We urge the government to foster an enable environment for investment by ensuring transparency, fairness in all dealings, especially in matters related to infrastructure development and foreign direct investments. The right of law-abiding investors, especially Nigerian diaspora investors, must be respected. It is crucial for Nigeria to be a safe and welcoming destination for foreign direct investment to foster economic growth and property. The Minister of Works, the Permanent Secretary, and Director from the Ministry should advise the Honorable Minister of Works, Senator David Uhami, to revisit the statement of assurance he made in different forums, assisting the public legitimately land owners with Lagos State C of O and certificate of exemption of the 2006 Coastal Road Plan of going back to the same 2006 original master plan for the Lagos-Calabar Highway. Swift action by the President and Lagos State governors. Please use your good office to appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Lagos State governors. What's the name? Babajide Sanwo-Olu to take swift, decisive action to address the injustice and align with the administration values of fairness, integrity, and respect for the law. We believe that Nigerians, both at home and abroad, deserve to live and invest in a country where the rule of law is upheld, where corruption and abuse of power are not tolerated, and where investment can thrive. We call on the relevant authorities to take an urgent step to address the ongoing injustice and ensure that the rights of investors are upheld. We call for the President to look into this situation and do his investigation. Senator David Umahi must go.
Yes, 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 yes. You can see the passion with which they speak about this, and I believe that this represents the interest of all Nigerians and Nigerian diaspora, not only in USA but all over the world. We love our country, and we want our country to succeed. So with that, I'd like to bring someone else here who is a community leader. May not have invested in this particular property, but is concerned because we all believe that injustice to one is what? Injustice to all. So here is Mr. Faduri to speak to us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Power, they say, belongs to God. And God gives power to people. So when I say power, you say people. When I say people, you say power. Power. People. Power. People.
Wow.
People.
Power.
Thank you. I'm one of Nigerian leaders, and one of the things that I pray for is to have a nation that we can be proud of all around the world. When you listen to these people, you will have to be an inhuman being not to feel so sad. After listening to 1, to 2, to 3, to see how people were being so patriotic to say, instead of them to invest in America and make triple the gain, they chose to take the money to a terrain that is not even sure. They were not asking for too much. They were not asking for handouts. They were just asking for enabling environment to thrive. 2 years ago, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took office, I saw him traveling all around the world, wooing investors to come to Nigeria. 2 years after, the only people that chose to go back home and invest is still these same Nigerian people. Wow. So if Nigerian people now go back to invest in their country, and this is happening to them, how do we ask foreigners to come and invest in our nation? If we are living in a country where it is M&M syndrome, me, I, and myself syndrome. Sometimes ago I asked myself, we're talking about national cake. Are there still cake left in our country? No. Because it looks like those in Nigeria have not just finished the cake, they have thrown even the particles of the cake away. If we are talking about renewing hope, renew country, renew a new country, is this how we are going to get there? No. Is this what we want to give to our upcoming generation? No. Is this how we're going to bring people back home who have gone abroad? No. There are so many stories of Nigerians abroad. And the worst of it is that these people have invested 250 million US dollars. That is almost 500 billion Nigerian naira. Go and check. That is a whole budget of a country in Africa. So if people are putting so much to make sure that Nigeria survive, because if Win Home with this project is allowed to survive, we will have created more than 100,000 jobs for Nigerian youth. We will have created jobs for carpenters, for bricklayers, even for those who are just supplying waters, even for women who are coming to sell food. But instead of us to look into the economic impact of what these people are bringing back to Nigeria, we decided to bring Nigerian factor to it. Factor of corruption, factor of favoritism. For how long are we going to run a country where everything must be, I have to know somebody, so that my rights will not be trampled upon? We live in a country where some people think they are above the law. I thought law is made for everybody in the country. We live in a country where leaders and politicians disobey court order. These people have a court order that says no, do not demolish their property. Yet, we have politicians who feel they are above the law. And the worst part of it today was Senator David Umahi went on television. He didn't do a press conference yesterday. He didn't do it last week. He didn't do it last month. But he chose to do it today. Do you know why? Because he wants to bury the truth. They want to control the narrative. But one mistake he has made is that this narrative is more than the one he can cover.
Yes. Yes.
This narrative that is happening here right now is more than what he can cover.
Right.
Because truth can never be covered.
Oh yes.
And he went on and bribed other people and everything, so that by tomorrow Monday, the stories that will come out is their stories, which is not always the true stories. And that is why I was so much interested in this movement. I don't have a land there. I don't have an interest. I didn't buy land there. But because enough is enough, we have come to a point where people in diaspora must start coming together. Because listen, Nigerians cannot free Nigerians from these people. It's going to take we in diaspora to start coming together and free Nigerians in Nigeria. Our leaders have made poverty so hard on the people. When you are not able to eat, can you fight for your rights? No. That is why an average Nigerian is just walking cops, walking on the street. They cannot even fight for their rights. So we in diaspora must rise up and start fighting for Nigerian people. And we're going to start from David Umahi.
Yes.
We are not fighting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is no citizen in any country that does not want its government to succeed. See, poverty has no political party. Injustice does not belong to a tribe. We want our country to survive. We want our country to succeed. We want to be able to go back home and say, I want to return back to my country. But the country we want to return back to, what is happening in the country? So we are using this medium to call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to properly investigate what is going on with Lagos, Ibadan, Calabar, Coastal Road. Because there is so much corruption going on under that the president is not aware, and I'm very sure of that. And I want the president to set up a committee to look into the activities of David Umahi and all his team. And if David Umahi is found wanting, he should go. He should be removed. And let him be an example to other ministers that yes, enough is enough of corruption. Enough is enough of favoritism. You have to be a heartless person to see people invested 250 million and you just wipe it off overnight. You have to be heartless. Because in any sane, responsible country, even if you think that, okay, you are changing the gazetted of your road, that is going to affect some people, you will bring them to a table. You will talk with them. You will negotiate. You may even have to buy back the land. But not a situation where you are using your power, the power you do not have, the state power to oppress the people. Oppression will no longer stand in our country. Because this is oppression. There is no two ways to it. So these people have said a lot. I have what I wrote down to say, but they have said it all. I don't want to repeat everything they have said. But one thing today is that we are coming together, we in diaspora, to say corruption must go in our country. To say corruption must stop in our government. And to say David Umahi, the Minister of Works, must be probed. And if he's found wanting, must be removed. And Win Home, every property taken away from Win Home should be restored back to them. Yes. Every property taken away illegally from Win Homes and every other Nigerians must be given back to them. Yes. Fully compensation. Yes. For every home that has been destroyed. Full compensation by the government. Yes. Because an injustice to one is an injustice to all. You may not have land grabbed from you today, but you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. That's right. You may not have land grabbed from you today. You do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. So that is why we must start coming together now and start fighting for Nigerian cause. Let us start with this one so that we know enough of using Nigerians in diaspora to play. I always say one thing. If not for the Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerians will have been eating Nigerians by now. Do you know how much we send home to Nigeria every day? Send waves, Lemfi, tap, everything you can think about. What remains? Every name in the book. Do you know how much we remit to our country every day? We are the lifeline of that country. If not, Nigerians will have been eating Nigerians. So those Nigerian diasporans needs to be treated well, with respect, and not what is happening to win home today. So we stand together to say David Umahi must go. We stand together to say David Umahi must be probed. We stand together to say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must look closely to what is happening with Wins Home. That they are being cheated. They are being robbed. And it will not stand. Thank you everyone for being here. May God bless you and may God bless Nigeria.
Give him a round of applause.
Right. We are at it. We are not tired. We are waxing stronger. Aren't we? We are a strong people. And I want you to know that, just as Mr. Joseph Adon just said,
to focus on
when one hurts, all of us hurt together. And we should understand that this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Because we know what we worth. $4 billion was the remittance 2024. $4 billion. That was an increase of 63% from 2023. So Nigerians are the one who are feeding Nigerians abroad, feeding the one who are at home. It was right when he said, without the remittances, they would have been eating themselves right now. So you guys deserve some respect. So I would like to introduce a man, Aladdin, to speak to us briefly about this issue.
Omo Nigeria, let me see your hands up. If you are from Nigeria, let me see your hands up. If you love Nigeria, let me see your hands up. Today, on a good day, I'm supposed to stop from now till tomorrow. But they don't talk everything finish. But I'm going to start from where they stop. David Umahi, this music. DJ, drop it. You know ready? Make sure say you ready for that music. They will play the music. Where I want to play for that David Umahi. That guy is not a minister. He's a damager. Because on a good day, you know, what is our leaders? They are just from somewhere. They haven't really worked with their hand. This David Umahi, when I see this guy on TV, hold it. Since you don't meet up, DJ, hold on. This David Umahi, I don't know how that one they sleep. Because he has destroyed a lot. It's not a matter of tribe right now. We got over 250 Yoruba involved in this matter. So it's not a matter of maybe you are Igbo or Hausa or Yoruba. It's a matter of Nigeria is going through a lot. Because they push us. We jack back on this Obodo Igbo. Okay, we don't do Obodo Igbo now. We don't walk, tiger. People, they work 16 hours on the street. Imagine, come put this money together. You work on this. Yoruba, they always say what he say, Agbajo one a few man soya. Means we need to come together. I want you all to please to follow us. Get in touch with engineer to follow us. Association of Nigerian in Diaspora is a big platform right now that is fighting for this. I am involved in this land matter. Me and I do like this. Are they clock in, clock out anywhere we are there? Are they do MC? Are they promote show? Are they act movie? Everything with money. We go bring money now. Yeah, they do for this country. Come everybody say I can't put money to buy land. You won't come.
I have a voice. I say it again. I have a voice. All of you here have a voice. I am here as an American, a US-born citizen, born in Dallas, Texas, raised here all my life. I am married to a Yoruba Nigerian man.
it's gone. Because
Thank you.
Right, so everything goes.
We have a 10-week-old daughter who we are standing here today for. Because why? We have land in Nigeria. We have invested in Nigeria. We believe in Nigeria. and we want Nigeria to stand. In standing, we're saying to our daughter that your future is not only here in America, but you have family and a future in Nigeria. So, we are here to appeal to the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the immediate removal of Engineer David Umahi.
Yes!
He's the Minister of Works. He was appointed by you. You need to address this matter.
Yes!
We are standing here together because I have a voice.
Yes!
My husband has a voice.
Yes!
My daughter, who is 10 weeks, has a voice.
Yes!
And she has a voice in all of us who stand here together. There are illegal actions going on, abuse of power, bribery and corruption, and a blatant disregard for the law. Is this what we as Nigerians want to stand for? No.
No!
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this is your country. These are the people that you have put into place. And as the Minister of Works, we say he must go. Engineer David Umahi and his ministry are conducting illegal demolitions of roads, diversions affecting legitimate investments. These are illegal actions. The minister is using his position to manipulate processes for personal gain, favoring certain developers while punishing law-abiding citizens. Is that not an abuse of power?
Abuse of power!
There's evidence that suggests a bribery scheme involving officials undermining the integrity of the ministry, your ministers, your ministry, and disrupting lawful development. This bribery and corruption cannot continue on. There are personal attacks going on during public forums, as we've heard, even today, that are indicative of a targeted campaign against our investment and our reputation. This blatant disregard of the law, where the minister is ignoring established coastal road alignments, violating legal processes, and environmental assessments. We go through all of this to wonder, is this the impact that we want on investments that are coming from here in the US, that are coming from Nigerians in diaspora, that are coming from the Nigerians that are abroad? Do we want that to happen now? Do we want that to continue? No. We're calling for accountability. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, understand that there are other companies just like our own, Win Homes Global Services, that has invested millions. For Win Homes, 250 million has been invested in Nigeria to create jobs, to promote development. And all of this money is in dollars. Would you dare convert it over? Can you do that yourself? These are actions that are threatening the contributions that are happening to the Nigerian economy, the economy that we want to see grow, because we are putting in our hard-earned money to invest in that area. We're calling for accountability. We urge the immediate intervention to remove Engineer David Umahi from his position, and let us use that as a way to restore faith in the governance and uphold the rule of law. All of our previous appeals have been ignored, despite reaching out to various authorities, including the House Committee on Works. No action has been taken in these injustices. We believe in President Bola Tinubu's commitment to the renewed hope agenda. And we trust that you, and only you, will act decisively against this corruption as the head and the abuse of power within your administration. Let us all stand, because I have a voice. We have a voice. Nigerians abroad have a voice, and our investments will not be lost. I thank you for this critical matter.
Thank you. That was straightforward, right from the heart. We have all listened to the stakeholders in Winhome Global Investment in Nigeria. We have all listened. $250 million is about to go down the drain. Are we going to let that happen? The reason is, if it happens to them, if Nigeria happens to them, if we allow Nigeria to happen to them, what's going to happen is, it will happen to you too. And not only you, it may happen to your children as well. And that's why we should not allow Nigeria to happen to them. Somebody say Nigeria happened to people. Yeah. And when Nigeria happens to people, it's usually in adverse way. It's usually sinking people's resources. It's usually putting the wrong people in jail. It's usually dragging the wrong people in their injustice environment, unjust environment. So we are saying that this is just the beginning. This is Houston, Texas. Dallas is going to hold its own. Chicago people are waiting, and also all over the nation. 50 states is going. This campaign is not going to stop. So don't think you can stop this train by blackmail. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen by name calling. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is their demand needs to be met, which is the demand. They're not asking for monetary compensation, because that's when you begin to throw 1 million naira in their face. That's not going to happen. We are talking about investment. If you convert it to naira, that's in multiple billions.
It's $500 billion.
That's 500 billion naira we're talking about. So they are not asking for peanuts. They are not asking for crumbs. They are not asking for handouts. They have put their resources together because of their interest and belief in Nigeria. They want Nigeria to work because of their devotion to the initiative of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's a belief system. That's a belief that took them to Nigeria to invest. And you know what? This woman here, who took the initiative to gather investors together, is being harassed every single day.
Even today.
Yeah. People over here think, why did you go to your country, your lousy country? You know what someone called Nigeria the other time? They called it a shit-hole country. And we believe Nigeria is not a shit-hole country. We believe Nigeria is a great nation with great potential. But it's the leadership that is wrong-headed. And we are, as of this time, accepting the president. We know that he meant well. We know that he's a good person. We know that he's interested in development of that country. We know that he's interested in building a legacy. He has achieved so much in Lagos, and is bringing the same template to the national level. And now it should not allow one is it quack engineer they call him? I don't know. Yeah. One quack engineer.
Overrated engineer.
Overrated, yeah. To destroy his administration, because we are here, we are ready. You know how Nigerians here have sampled opinions. They are saying if any Nigerian government or dignity come to this town, America, whether they come to Washington for any event, they are going to be dragged. Yes, sir. That's what's going to happen. So we don't want that to happen. We're not threatening anything. We're just saying that we love the president so much for these people to go and invest. Because their investment is in support of the president's initiative, the Renewed Hope initiative. That's how much they believe in the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And therefore, they must not be put to shame. They must not they must not have their investment swallowed by some snakes in the name of David Umai. So do the needful. What is it that we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do you want to go?
David Umai.
Are you saying remove?
David Umai.
I can't hear you. Remove?
David Umai.
When do you want him removed?
Now.
When do you want him removed?
Now.
What do you want them to return to these people? Their land.
Their land.
Return what? Return their
Land.
Return their land.
Land.
And these are looter. No compensation. I've told you. No compensation. We are not asking for naira here. No. These people are not beggars. They have a dream. They had a vision. And the dream is to build a place where people from America, from Jamaica, from all over the world can come and call it home. And then we enable them to stand to build businesses in Lagos and its environment. That's what they wanted. They want to help the myriads of young people in Nigeria who have no job. They want to stop this beggarly economy. They want to improve the economy of Nigeria. That's what they want to do. They have come from all over the world. People who are born in America, people from Jamaica, and people who are from all walks of life have been led by this engineer, Ifeoma Stella, to take them to Nigeria to come and invest. And we must have results. And the result is for their land to be given back to them. We have seen the diversion, we have seen the master plan, we have seen the survey, we have seen the CFO, we have seen the right-of-way, we have seen everything that shows that they have the legitimate claim to that land. They have legitimate claim to it, and they have done it in orderly fashion. And we have also seen the court injunction that says that engineer Umaimo desist from disrupting the building process in that place, which he had not done. So they are violating the court order in the country. That must stop. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the end, it's just the beginning. And if they don't do the right thing, we're going to continue this process, of course, throughout the nation. And as you know, we are also writing letters to our representatives. To our representatives. This is going to be a big deal, because you think you are coming to New York for some international forum. It's not going to happen in this country. This is not a threat. It's the fact that when people are hurt, they will go to whatever extent they can go to make sure they get justice. That's all they want. They are not looking to harass any Nigerian official that come to this country, but we will get justice. And I know that you people are together with this team. Are you together?
Yes.
Are we together?
We are together.
Then surely a Luther continued victory is certain.
Thank you very much, everyone that came out under this cold weather to hear us. And I thank the stakeholders that came out and flew from different states. And I also thank the ones that are arranging. Engineer Mahi this morning called me out that I'm arranging a protest in New York. I want to tell him that it is not only New York, but the whole 50 states of America. And we found out that he has left all the perimeters that he's supposed to work on from Challenge 10 and moved into Challenge 18 with all their equipment. So he is trying to hide the conspiracy that they are doing. Recently we did a drainage system there, and he still authorized them to go and demolish it with his federal controller of works. Bear in mind that Engineer Keisha Olukorode is resigning this year. So she is mopping all the bribes that she will use to retire. She's retiring this year. So she's mopping all the bribe that she's using to retire. Maybe one day you will see her in America as a retired federal controller of works. Okay. Okay, so now I thank everyone. The next one we are going to do is in Chicago, where our president was residing when he was in America.
Chicago, are you ready?
Chicago.
Y'all gotta come to my city, county of Cook, Chicago, Nigerian diasporas, here we come.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Thank you for coming. We have a Nigerian young youth artist here named by